now, Grizz here. So sorry for the funny angle, but I'm going to try and demonstrate how to repair the broken tip of a blade and the chip on a main blade. So the first thing we want to look at is important thing about, especially about either blade, but particularly the clip blade. You want to make sure that the tip actually goes below the liner so it doesn't catch on stuff. So fortunately, the way this one is broken, the spine almost makes it perfectly under the liner. So if I wanted to, I could bring this all the way up to the corner at the top of the spine, which is at the top of the screen right now. But if I did that, it would give it a funky looking tip. If I brought it back on an angle, it would make it very skinny looking. So to keep the same dimensions, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the spine down about halfway to where the edge is broken off, and then I'll bring the edge up to meet it. And that should give us proportions that still, it keeps the original look, but it gives you the same shaped tip basically. So what I'm going to use is this little Dremel branded silica grinding wheel. There's like aluminum grinders. I think these are like silica stone. This is like a stone kind. This is the kind you want. The aluminum ones are like for like polishing. They're super smooth. It would just take forever using one of those little pink grinding stones the Dremels often come with. You want something that'll take some material off. So fire this thing up, keep the RPMs pretty low, and then what I'm going to do is this. Now, if you're scared of doing this by eye, you could draw a little line on it with a Sharpie, and then just once the Sharpie line's gone, you know that you've gone too far. But I do this by eye. So. All right, that's close enough for roughing it in. Now remember, we're going to hand finish this on a stone and then sand it down and polish it. So it's going to look a little rough when you just work with the grinder. But don't worry about that. You will be able to clean that all up with a grinding stone and with sandpaper and all that stuff, just like polishing anything else up. Now for that little chip in the edge, we're going to work on that first, because that's going to work into how we bring the blade up to the tip. getting closer and closer. Probably going to bring the spine down a little bit longer. The key is, you know, to do a little bit on one side, a little bit on the other, and have them meet in the middle. Don't just work on one and have it meet the other, or you're surely going to end up with a funky shaped blade. Another thing you got to watch out for is you don't want to take too much off the top, because then you'll start to come towards the nail nick, and you want to leave some space between the nail nick and the spine. So, yeah. Now, we're getting there. So what I'm going to do is pull out another clip blade and just start checking the shape. And what you notice about this other clip blade, this is one that was actually repaired by Victorinox. That's why it makes a great comparison, is you can see they brought the whole spine down a little bit on the blade and made this angle a little bit softer. So what I'm going to do is kind of round that corner off the belly at the tip, and that should take care of it. That's a pretty good rough shape right there. So, and yeah, I know it looks rough right now from the grinding, but as I continue in these videos, you will see how it comes right back and looks great after I sand it up and polish it. Next up is the main blade, which has a big old chip right near the end. And you see the shape is coming back, and of course it looks rough right now, so I'm sure there's a lot of like serious knife enthusiasts that will judge me harshly for this, but you just have to trust me that the end product will be great. What I'm doing here is, because I'm removing material, I no longer have an edge bevel, so once I get the rough shape in to save me some trouble on the sharpening stone, I take the Dremel and just take off some material on the corners to start to form the bevel. So that way I'm not just working on a stone for an extra 10 minutes for no reason. Anyway, stay tuned for part 2 when I do the sanding on this guy. I'm pretty happy with the rough shape so far. This I might do a little bit of refinement on, especially this tip. I'll get this tip nice and sharp on the stone. But yeah, that's going to look great. Both of them will close below the threshold of the liners. And you won't, once I'm done, you won't even be able to tell them from any other old Swiss Army blade. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Reprofiling out.